Jontay Porter has thrown away his NBA career, banned for life. The league says he bet on NBA games, including games involving the Raptors.
You don't want this for our team, and we don't want this for our league. That's for sure. My first reaction is obviously surprise because none of us, I don't think anybody saw anything like this coming.
A league investigation revealed Porter tipped off bettors about confidential information and limited his play for betting purposes. The NBA also says Porter made thousands of dollars betting on at least 13 NBA games, including a bet on the Raptors to lose. He didn't play in any of those games. In a statement, Commissioner Adam Silver said Porter's actions compromised the league's integrity, which is why Jontay Porter's blatant violations of our game rules are being met with the most severe punishment.
Hey, Shalom. This is Brother Howard of GMS Toronto coming back with another one. Bad Jontay Porter. Bad. Right? And that's the mindset that they want us to have in this society, especially when it comes to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This world is built for you to be in a box, right? And this box has limitations, right? And Jontay Porter broke those limitations because that's only done by the heads, right? The people that construct this world. They're the only ones that are allowed to do the insider trade-ins, and they're the only ones that are allowed to fix games and things like that, because everybody already knows that all sports are rigged. It's already been exposed that sports is rigged. But it's only bad when you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans do it. You know why? Because you're going to extend that olive branch to your people. And they don't want that. They want to use us and they want to abuse us. Right? Just like here, I live in Toronto, in the province of Ontario. We have OLG, which is our lottery system. And everybody knows that the lottery system is a tax. And all that it is a hidden tax where they tax people, but they push it out there as if people have a chance to win, when it's all made up. It's all an illusion, right? Our highest paid, they have one known as Lotto Max, and in the Lotto Max you can win up to $70 million, and they'll have it start maybe like at 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, and then it just keeps going up and nobody's winning. And then when it finally reaches 70 million, sometimes they have it at 70 million for a couple weeks, nobody wins. And after they've done collected all the millions and millions of dollars from people, then they'll pay out a 70 million. But by that time, they've already made 10 times that. They've already made 30 times that. So it's easy for them to pay out a 70 million because it's really not their money, right? It's not their money to feel any way about giving out. And that's the same thing that happened with Jontay Porter, right? Jontay Porter broke the rules of the NBA, who's ran by this demonic devil by the name of what's his name? Something Adam Silver, right? It's so funny that his name is Adam, right? But that's neither here nor there. This is all a game, right? So I just want to put brothers' heads exactly where it needs to be, because I don't want you to think exactly how this society wants you to think. Like, oh yeah, because everybody's like, oh, he was gonna make $2 million. Why would he throw away his career for only something amount of thousands? What do you mean? These Edomites are billionaires, and they do the same thing every day. This devil right now that we're looking at, Adam Silver, he does it every single day. He's the one that makes the calls. That's why he's mad. That's why he's upset. He's upset because you niggas are supposed to know your place, right? You're just supposed to play on the court and get told what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be in control. They don't want you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans being in control. When really and truly the solution of all of this is to start your own league. Right? Why are you playing for the NBA? Why are you playing for the NFL? Why are you playing for Adam Silver? Why are you playing for any of these people? You're the one with the talent. You're the one with the fame. You're the one that you're the salt of the earth. You're the one that is the true entertainer. Who's paying to see this guy? Right? All that this guy is, he's just a damn devil, man. He's a deceiver. He's acting like he has integrity and he has none. He's acting like the NBA has integrity and the NBA has no integrity because everybody already knows that the NBA is fixed. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. And it says, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee." And that actually happened, right? We actually had a yoke of iron around our necks physically. Right? This is how it looked. All right? We actually went through this. And it was if you tried to escape. All right? If you tried to escape, you'd have to run through the woods or whatever and you'd get caught. All right? You'd get caught in the woods, in the bushes or the trees or whatever. All right? So that's what the yoke of iron represented. It represented you being cattle. It represented you being property. And in today's time, the yoke of iron represents their rules and their laws that they have for us. The rules and laws that they don't follow and they don't adhere to themselves. Right? This is a form of insider trading or quote unquote white collar crime. Right? And they don't want you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to do white collar crime. Right? Because white collar crime is not looked upon as bad as, violent crimes and things like that. But yes, white collar crime does hurt people. Right? Usually it hurts millions and millions of people, which is what these Caucasians tend to do because they have the power to do that. And they don't want you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to have that power to help yourself and also help your family and also help your brethren. That's the last thing that they want you to do, because that way you'll be able to pull yourself out of poverty and the so-called white man, the so-called Caucasian, who's the biblical Edomite, won't have power over you. Right? This is a form of power. This is a form of control. This is how they rule over us. Right? Like the scripture says, that we shall go to them for the want of all things, man. Right? We're going to go to these devils for the want of all things, because the way that this society is set up, you might think you're free, but you could never be free in this society. This is a jail cell, even on the outside. Even though you're not in jail, being on the outside is designed like a jail as well. See, this is called the log yoke, are made of roots of trees so heavy as to make it extremely difficult for the persons who wear them to walk, much more to escape or run away. Right? It says, where the roads lie through woods, The captives are made to travel several hundred miles with logs hung from their necks, as described in this plate or picture. I don't know, right? But this is what it was designed to do. And right now, the yokes of iron and the yokes of log, the log yokes, are taken off our necks and they're placed upon our minds. So now we are in mental captivity, right? And we don't know how to escape. And we don't know how to escape because we don't know how to be autonomous, because we have been so subservient onto this devil that we feel like we need him, right? And the only thing that we need is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's what we need. And to follow his rules, laws, his statutes, and his commandments. That's what we need. This is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Right? And this is the mindset that these devils have, just like Adam Silver. Right? These slave owners. Because the modern day athlete is a modern day slave. Just like the modern day employee is a modern day slave. Right? See, here you have this guy, this rapper, he died. Young Dolph, he was a Luciferian, 100% Luciferian. I'm not even going to go into that today. I think I did a video on him. I can't remember. But he definitely sold out. And his fifth solo studio album is known as Rich Slave. Right? So you do have a thing as a rich slave. So he knew himself, or he knew his place. And this guy, Jontay Porter, he forgot his place. He's unable to be the director of the movie. He's just an actor. And he's not even a star or a lead actor. He's just like an extra in the movie. Right? And all they did, right? They said that they banned him. All they did was remove him from his role. And they can get somebody else to fill his role. So back to the scriptures, Zechariah 11 and 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Right? And one of the shepherds is the GM, I think he's the general manager of the Raptors, right? Who was speaking, right? Who has no pity. Yeah, he has no pity on this guy. Why? Because he understands the way that the society works, and they need to keep the society running in a way that the people are delusional, and the people don't understand what's going on behind the scenes.
Blatant violations of our game rules are being met with the most severe punishment.
There is gambling commercials and all that stuff that's going on with the league right now, but they cannot stand for someone who's betting.
And the reason why gambling has been legalized to this extent is because they know how to regulate it. Right? Because remember, all of this was criminal. Right? Even when the lottery system was first developed, and I think it was developed in Harlem. Right? I never did my research on that. I should have did the research before I did this video. But brothers could look that up, right? And see where the modern day lottery system comes from. And I think it comes from Jakes, right? I think it comes from Israelites, right? And with the modern day lottery system at that time, it It was outlawed because it was a way for you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to make money, right? Mainly you blacks. You were making money through that lottery system. And anything that's going to generate you money and generate you wealth, not just money, but wealth. The Caucasian, the biblical Edomite, is going to put a stop to that, and he's going to take over that and legalize it for himself. So he's first going to indoctrinate you and let you know that this is bad, 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 only because you're doing it. Then when he gets the hang of it, then he's going to change it and say that it's regulated, and because he regulated it, now it's good or it's benevolent. which is bullshit. Which is all bullshit. Okay?
On the games themselves. It's just a no-no.
Does it go Porter? Bats it in with a left hand. And
It was a suspicious bet involving Porter that cued this investigation. A gambler made an $80,000 bet that would pay out up to $1 million if Porter didn't achieve a certain number of points, rebounds, and assists. Porter played 3 minutes in that game before pulling himself out with an illness. The bet was not paid out and was reported.
I mean, the sportsbook might have chose not to take that bet previously, but they wouldn't have to report it to the league. There would be no additional actions that were taken, but because of regulated gaming, this was able to be caught.
Totally up to you. The NBA was the first major U.S. league to advocate for legalized and regulated betting, but still acknowledges there are issues. Porter is the 18th player banned for life.
And the only issue is that players can get away with things like this. The issue is not that the NBA is fixed or the NBA is rigged, right? It's already came out. It's already common knowledge that the NBA is rigged. This is bread and circus. That's all that this is, which goes back to the Romans. See, this was 18 hours ago, right? Klay Thompson played yesterday. I think yesterday was the last regular season game. I think. Don't quote me on that. It says, look how Vegas have Klay's PPR points at 19.5 and his three-pointers at 3.5. This man literally played 32 minutes in and didn't hit a shot. Wake up, fanboys. And I agree. And when you go through, you just have to type in NBA rigged, right? You're going to get all types of shit. Rigged New Orleans Pelicans, rigged, right? The NBA banned him for bet. No, that's the NBA rigged. This is why people think the NBA is rigged. 6 minutes of proof that the NBA is low-key rigged. Right? So this is something that everybody already knows. Right? And the problem is not the NBA being rigged or the NBA being set up. The problem is they don't want you niggas to have control. They don't want you niggas, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to have power, right? Because they're the director of the movie. This is Romans 13:1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh, right? So God is the ultimate director. The powers that be ordained of God, right? So the Heavenly Father has also set up men in this world. It says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinances of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. Right? So I'm not saying that Jontay Porter, and I'm not saying any of us either, even the brethren, can fight against the powers. We can't, even though we know all of this and we're learning all these things and we're removing ourselves out of the matrix mentally, right? Like the scripture says, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. It doesn't mean that we can remove ourselves physically. That's how you know that in the time of Yahushua, when he prophesied the downfall of our people, right? And he prophesied 70 AD, and we had to flee into the mountains. There is no fleeing into the mountains this time. The only place that we can flee, or the only place that where you can escape damnation, the mountain is going to be a representation of the chariots. The chariot is the mountain, right? But to get into the chariot, you have to be delivered by that man himself, right? By Yahushua. You have to be chosen by Yahweh. And once you are chosen, once you have that tawa upon you, because anybody who doesn't have the tawa will be destroyed. Because you can't stop an angel. An angel's coming to get busy. And you won't be able to stop him. Simple and plain. All right?
Porter is the 18th player banned for life by the NBA, the first for gambling.
Jamie, you've learned a lot about reporting on sports betting. The league says the investigation remains open. What are you watching for next?
Well, I think you're going to see a lot more cases like this, not just in the NBA, but in professional leagues across the sporting world.
Exactly, because professional sports is all rigged. NBA, NFL, soccer, MLB, Major League Baseball, CFL, and whatever other leagues, right, they are around the world. It's all fixed to maximize profit. None of this is true to life, right? Because a lot of us have seen that. A team that's supposed to outright win loses, and you're like, huh? And then even to yourself, you're thinking to yourself, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. There's no investigation into that. You know why there's no investigation into that? Because the people who made those bets can't be investigated. Right? How you going to investigate Adam Silver? How? And a lot of these people, they know how to hide in plain sight, right? That's the problem with a person like Jontay Porter, right? He didn't know how to hide in plain sight. Like when you're doing insider trading and all of that stuff, you have to have shell companies where you hide your money in offshore accounts and just do things like that. Jontay Porter, he didn't do that. He made it way too obvious. So he got caught, right? I'm not trying to say what he did was a smart move, because obviously it wasn't a smart move. I just want brothers to know that this whole system is rigged, and it's rigged to where it wants to keep you in your place as a so-called Black, Latino, and Native American. They don't want you to come out of the mindset that you are supposed to be autonomous. You are supposed to be free, right? Just like Jacob, right? When our forefather Jacob, he was working for his wife's father, and after he was through with his employment, he became a rich man. In this society, they just want you to work until you're dead. They don't want you to have freedom. They don't want you to be autonomous. They don't want that for you. They want you to be a continual slave until you drop dead. Right? So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, and to the brothers on the four corners of the earth doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom. Till next time. Kwame Asherah.